Hey everyone, it's Charlie Morgan here and welcome to today's YouTube video. So in today's YouTube video, I want to talk to you about how to fall in love with outreach, sales calls and cold calls. And these are activities that most people hate by distinction, by the outset. When they start doing outreach or sales calls or cold calls, there's such a negative association tied to these activities that people just don't want to do them. Now, the problem with this is that in order to grow an agency, you need to do sales calls, you need to do outreach, and you need to make lots of cold calls, right? These are the asymmetric activities that will move the needle, basically. This is the thing that's really going to help you scale and grow. And so if you don't enjoy doing these activities, then you're not going to do them, right? Because the brain has a very clever way of avoiding pain and moving away from doing things that it doesn't enjoy doing, right? And so if you've got these negative associations with outreach or whatever it might be, then you're not going to do it. It's not going to be consistent. It's going to be very painful and difficult to actually do these things. And so today I want to talk to you about something that can help you love these activities. And I'm just going to put my camera down here so that we're not at a very questionable angle, which we currently are. Okay, right then. So how do we fall in love with activities that we hate? It's a very difficult question to answer, but it's one that I've been able to answer for myself. And what I want to do now is sort of explain how I fall in love with these activities, because you know what? I really love sales calls and I really love outreach. I'm very enthusiastic about both of those activities and I actively enjoy them in the business. Now, the biggest problem that most people have when it comes to doing sales is they don't enjoy the calls. They get anxious, they get nervous, they get stressed, they get worried. And likewise with outreach, they get this fear of rejection and all of these emotions start bubbling up and they prevent them from doing what they want. And we know that these are the activities that will ultimately help you grow. So how do we fix this? So when you love doing something, you're more likely to do it, okay? And so I'm at the point now where I love sales calls and I love outreach just as much as I love doing things that don't revolve around work, right? Something, for example, like watching Netflix or listening to music or going to the gym or playing Xbox, all these bad habits that people try to steer away from and have this discipline, I enjoy them just as much as outreach, right? So how? Okay, this is a really important thing because what you have to realize is that the key to loving these activities and the single most important thing that you have to realize you have to have in your business to actually grow and succeed and do these activities is to basically believe in what you're selling. Now that's a bit of a cliche answer, and what I want to do is frame it and give you a lens that you've probably never been given before, because you've probably heard before like, oh yeah, in order to make sales you have to have conviction or you have to really believe in what you're selling, and that's the core central thesis of most sales training arguments. It's like, if you're not sold on what you're selling, then you won't be able to sell other people, which is the truth. But I want to go a little bit deeper than that and explain why this is important and how you leverage it. And I'm going to do that through anecdote, okay? So right now, my primary business is one called Imperium Agency. And Imperium Agency is a consulting business, and we have a training program that helps marketing agencies get more clients. And we help freelancers become agency owners, and we help agency owners become seven-figure entrepreneurs. And we're very fucking good at it. Very good at it. And when I'm reaching out to people and when I'm on sales calls, the idea that we're very good at it comes across quite well. And so when I'm selling, or when I'm making a cold call, or when I'm reaching out to someone on Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever it might be, all of those activities are inherently underpinned by the nature of understanding I have about what I do in respect to me being super good at it. And when I'm talking to people about what I do and introducing them to it, I have this almost grandiose belief that I am their savior and have the ability and opportunity to completely transform their life and make huge leaps and bounds of progress in their business and give them more money, more freedom, and ultimately talking to them and reaching out to them enables me to take responsibility for their painful situation and eliminate that pain. Now, I don't think there's any stronger meaning of life than taking responsibility for another person's pain and alleviating that pain and helping them live a more comfortable and happy existence. I don't think it gets much more meaningful than that. And if you observe charities, right, what you'll find is that a lot of people who run charities will go knocking door to door. It's a very painful fucking thing to do, or making cold calls or going door to door. But the reason that they're happy and comfortable doing that is because they believe so strongly in the cause that they're representing that not knocking on that door would be an injustice to the universe or the way in which they see the world. And so I sort of followed a similar philosophy, and I realized this, and this isn't something that you can learn from a course. This is something that has to come from personal experience. And I'm hoping that by recording this video, it might not click with you like that, because in order for it to click, it has to be your idea and you have to put it into your terms and see it through your scope. But I realized this about 3 years ago. And it's ever since I realized this that things got really easy for me with regards to sales and stuff. And it was when I was walking down the street of the city I used to live in. And on the street was a guy. He was a short guy, in his 30s or something, really cool black guy. And he had a Bible, and he was just shouting at the top of his lungs, reading from this Bible, sort of preaching to the street. Right? I've never really seen that before in the UK, because it's not that common. And so I was quite intrigued by this guy. And, you know, he was just preaching away, and I thought it was wonderful to see. Some people were getting annoyed, but I don't know why you get annoyed if someone's just so confident in their belief system that they have to share it with everyone that walks by. And so I went up to the guy, and I sort of waved to say, can I interrupt your pattern of discourse, basically. I just said to him, hey, can I ask you a question? And he was like, oh, of course, my friend, of course you can. God bless you, I think he said. And I said, what gets you up in the morning to, you know, go and do this? Like, do you not get like anxious or like worried about it? And he looked at me and he said, my friend, how could I possibly be anxious with God on my side? And now I'm not advocating for a religion here, but that really struck a chord with me, because it sort of clicked. I was like, okay, so he believes so strongly in his belief system that he wasn't like pushing his belief on someone else. He wasn't stopping people and trying to convince them to give the church money or anything like that. He was just shouting about what he believed in, because he believed it was the best thing for humanity, not only for himself, but for every other person. And he told me that he loves his religion so much that he wants to share that love with other people. And as soon as I walked away from that, I was thinking about my agency at the time, and it just sort of clicked, and I was like, fuck, like this is the key, this is the secret to being very good at communicating with people and not having that fear that comes with actually doing so. And so I was sort of walking away and thinking about this, and you know, I had some cold calls to make later that day. And so I made these cold calls, and there was something about my tone that was just inherently different. Because what I started to realize is that every time I dialed a business and talked to a business owner, there was a slim chance that I was about to completely change someone's life and set someone on a completely different trajectory that would result in a huge amount of abundance, prosperity, and additional meaning to their existence. And so now, when I hop on sales calls with people, I don't have any fear, I don't have any anxiety, I don't have any negative emotions at all. All of those have been replaced with excitement, enthusiasm, and just unfiltered confidence that I can help someone. And so this is the same thing applies to outreach. If I'm doing Facebook or LinkedIn outreach, all of my outreach is now done through video message or voice note. And so the key to actually instilling this philosophy into your outreach is to get your damn voice through, right? Voice notes, video messages, they go a long way. Personalized ones as well. Don't just record a selfie video for one time and then send it to loads of people, because it doesn't work as well. And so like when I'm talking to people through outreach, I'll be like, listen, I'm Charlie, I saw you've got an agency, I wanted to connect with you. I've got something that I think could completely change your life, and I don't want to sit here and try and pitch you something through the DM without knowing who the hell you are or what you do, but I've got an opportunity that could help you get more clients. Like I said, I'm not here to pitch you, but if you're open to my ideas and potentially getting to know me and what we do, then let me know. If not, no problem. So notice how different that is from just sending a voice note from a virtual assistant that says, I can help you get 30 to 90 new customers. Like, you need to transcend your motives from making money and getting appointments to introducing people to opportunities that can completely change their life. So now when I'm booking appointments with people, I'm not looking at it through the lens of trying to get them on board for our program, although I will if I think they're a good fit. But like when I'm closing people, when I'm handling objections, when I'm doing anything that people would think is thorny or difficult to do in the sales environment, I'm doing it with the person's best interest at heart. And that's like, we have a lot of clients with Imperium Agency, and they've been through our sales training module, and like they know that our sales conversion rates for our agency are very high. We do lots of really good one-call closes without having to apply loads of pressure, and I'm responsible for those calls. And people say, oh well, Charlie, what's the secret? Everyone wants the secret, or this one sort of like thing that they can do, this one question they can ask or thing they can say. And like it really does just come down to having the person's best interest at heart. And so when you're starting an agency or growing an agency, it helps to recognize that monetary gain is a byproduct of adding value to people's existence. And so when all of your efforts are underpinned by the latter, trying to add value to people and solve painful problems for them, the money will come. And so if all your outreach and sales calls are focused intently on money and gain and gain and gain and not giving, then you're going to struggle to get clients, because people don't want to give, they want to gain. And if we can focus on giving them the gain, then they gain us the give. I don't know how that's going to work, but you see what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it all comes down to loving what you do. Now, how do you love what you do? This is another good point. There's two things to this, because you might feel that right now, like, oh, but I'm just offering Facebook ads to e-commerce businesses. Now, if you've just listened to what I've said and you're looking at your business and you don't feel this hint of enthusiasm, this spark of confidence in what you do, then either you're not good enough at what you do or you're in the wrong niche. And so when it comes to picking a niche, people ask all the time, what niche should I select? The niche you should select is the one that you're interested in or passionate about. And so this is why I was able to sign so many gyms up for our business with NorthFlow Consulting, because when I was talking to gyms, like I knew the gym owner language, I knew their situation, the problems that they had and stuff like that. And I knew how damn hard they worked and how difficult it was to be a gym owner and not have enough clients or money to grow. Because most gym owners start businesses because they want to improve the lives of their community. And so being able to communicate with them and help them achieve that mission really resonated with me. And so on sales calls, it was so much easier to close and so much easier to retain clients and keep them, because we were sort of on this common mission together, not just to make money, but to actually improve the lives of thousands of people in their communities, basically. And it felt good. And so like if you're in a niche and it doesn't feel like the niche resonates with you, you don't need to switch niche or hop niche. You just need to sort of dive a bit deeper into your why. Because if your why, if the reason you're running your agency is purely just to make money, then that's really going to suck. Because what's going to happen is you'll get to 10K a month or 20K a month, and then your work won't feel fulfilling. Because as soon as you fill that little void you've got in your life of money or whatever that meaning might be, as soon as you fill that with a few clients, your work will just seem pointless. And so like now with Imperium, we've signed over 100 clients in the last 10 months, which is pretty unprecedented for a high ticket coaching business with no previous case studies. And so now when we sign a client, we're not celebrating the acquisition of that client from a monetary perspective, like thinking, oh yeah, we made more money, or we've signed another client, we can pay for this, or we can buy this. Like, we're looking at it like that's another potential life that we've changed. And it feels really good to sort of position yourself in that manner. And the reason that we're so good with agencies and so good at helping them is because we've been agency owners, and the reason that I'm so passionate about helping them is because I understand how fucking painful it is to want to manifest your potential in the form of an entrepreneurial pursuit like a business, and to meet all of the problems and the difficulties that come with that. And all you're trying to do is create a better life for yourself and your clients, and all of these painful fucking problems sit in the way. And being able to remove those roadblocks for people is, nothing brings me more joy. It kind of feels like I'm that guy in the street. Like when I'm reaching out to people, like I don't care if someone judges me or if I get rejected, because my message and my belief in what I'm doing is so much stronger than the fear of rejection that it just straight over my head. It doesn't even bother me. So I wanted to record this video because this is a message that a lot of people need to hear. Because when you think about 9 times out of 10, when someone gets into an agency, it purely is with the intention of just making money. And that's okay. It's okay. You still want to make money. I love making money. It feels amazing. But you need to realize that money is it's a measuring stick. It's a yardstick that indicates how much value you've added to a market. It's a byproduct. If you chase the byproduct, then you won't produce the byproduct. You have to produce the thing that produces the byproduct in order to actually make it work. Okay? So that's it. All you have to do is love what you do. And if you love what you do, you can make as many cold calls as you want. You can do as much outreach as you want. You can do as many sales calls as you want. And it won't feel like work. Because at the end of the day, it boils down to the fact that you are introducing people to an opportunity that could change their life. And if you don't believe in what you do, you won't want to do those things, because you've basically got the opposite problem of now subconsciously knowing that you're introducing people to an opportunity that will actually make their life worse. And so most agency problems can be solved just by having good service delivery and by having a connection with the people you're talking to. So that's everything for this video. I hope this one's useful. Go ahead and subscribe. Do not, for the love of God, click that bell notification icon thing, because if you do that, you'll get notified of my uploads, and I don't want to distract you from your work. I'd rather you come back here every now and then and just check to see what I've uploaded, because I think your work is probably a little bit more important than watching a video 9 times out of 10. Like the video if you liked it. By doing that, YouTube's algorithm will show you more videos like this. And if you feel like this one's added value, then by liking the video, well, you're likely to receive more value videos that are driven by value than videos that just are like fucking TikTok compilations or shiny objects. And yeah, I'd also like you to comment if you have any ideas for future videos. We've got quite a few coming up, but if you want to see something specific, then drop it in the comments and I'll take a look at it. So yeah, also in the description will be a funnel, right? Now I know that you hate funnels and case studies and free trainings just as much as I do. But if you are interested, I've talked a lot about Imperium Agency and our program and how we help agency owners. There's no real obligation for you to click on the link and go ahead and have a look and see if you want to book a call with us. But if that does take your fancy, then by all means, it's available in the description. It'll take you through, you can see some testimonials, some case studies. There's a quick video of me explaining the program. And if you want to book a call, you can. If you don't want to, that's okay. Honestly, I haven't really got anything to sell you on this video. It's just so I've been getting I haven't really included information about our program in the last videos I've recorded. And I've got people adding me on Facebook and messaging me how can I learn more about what you do? And so I figured it's probably easier for everyone if I just did that. So that's everything for this video. I hope it's useful. Go ahead and do a bit of soul searching and figure out what you fucking love. And eventually cold calling and sales calls and outreach, they'll feel amazing because they're vehicles of activity that allow you to change lives and it will feel good. So that's everything from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.